Good afternoon, class. I am your lecturer for ADVC401. This is the study guide, and I have to give you an assessment by the end of the week. And very importantly, you see what happens when you're recording? Then I become like a robot because I know somebody's recording me. Alright? Business processes and functions. Hot tip for the exam. Business functions. I'll expect you to be able to define that. Right? What are the functional areas of operations? Marketing and sales, supply management, marketing, accounting and finance, human resources. And the business functions that I've been talking about is audit, command, language. That is going to come out somewhere here in accounting and finances. Now, the reason I have to teach you is because you have to write an exam. And in order to get to writing the exam, we have a test week coming up. And the test week is on the, right, so there's my test week coming up. And in the test week, I have to set a test that's about, say, 30 to 40 marks. Come on, open up test week. And I guarantee you, audit command language is going to be there. Business processes is going to be there. Business functions are going to be there. And one of the business functions that we talk about is the accounting and financial transactions, right? So when is the test? The test for you guys, I'm not going to email this to you because then you're going to say, oh man, sir, there we go. It's not Monday, it's the 27th. Where's my test? Oh, let me search for my name. Govender, Govender. There I am. Right. So you are writing the test on the 31st of March, 2023 in S10 basement. When they asked me how many students there were, I said there's 50. But I think your number has increased, right? So, the question, you are advanced students, you are not undergrad students. Don't expect to see multiple choice questions. No. Right? You will have to be able to construct a short paragraph type question or slightly longer than that. Alright? And in order to do that, every, I'll call it essay, but for you understand that it's a long question, right? Has to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. And if the question stipulates that they want to know about the benefits of, let's just say, any accounting process or function that you know of, out of the blue, what accounting function processes or software that we're talking about? ACL, right? So, in order to answer that question, you need to know how an essay or a journal article has been written. And I've given you one. And where I've given it to you, it's in your Moodle classroom. Right? Your Moodle classroom, let's open up Moodle classroom. And in the Moodle classroom, we're talking about some ACL resources out there. Right? Let's go there. So you can find it for me. I'm opening it up just like how you would open it up. ADVCL. There's ACL resources, and there's the journal article. Now, just like the way the journal article has been constructed, you need to write out your test like that. Your test question. So you will talk about, like I said earlier on, which was not recorded because the students were not here, but you heard the hot tip. The hot tip. So you will need to have an introduction to your essay type question. And if the question requests the benefits of the system, which is coming out, don't tell anybody, right? Benefits of using it, that's when you'll start talking So one benefit of using software is to automate our processes. Right? And why we like to automate the processes, that a computer program makes far less mistakes than what a human being would do. Right? That's an important point to note in terms of automating this. Now, I'm going to try and ask the moderator to allow us to have access to a journal article. This journal article is 14 pages. I'm not sure what you're going to say about me giving you 14 pages in the test records. Right? So basically you have access to this, or I will select another article. So it's a 2-hour paper, by the way. The paper is 2 hours, right? Test. Right? You've got 2 hours. There's a test timetable. 2 hours. So in that 2 hours, by the way, I keep you sitting for 2 hours. You must get your money's worth out of the assessment, right? Right? So you'll be sitting there, and you'll be drafting your assignment, your answer, and putting it in a logical format. All right? Because you as auditors will have to now formulate a report. The report will have to be a narrative of what your findings will be. And you came to DUT to learn how to write, how to think critically, and how to formulate an opinion based on, hopefully, facts. All right? And how do you come up with these facts? You'll come up with these facts using software. And it may be anything. We don't know what's going to happen in a year or 2 or 3, right? But one of the software that you would use is ACL. Oh, where's the test? Where's the test week? Where's the test week? Test week, test week, test week. Did they put me down for 2 hours? I hope they did. Right? I won't share this with you because it hasn't been finalized as yet, but I can guarantee you that you are writing a test. Now this test, some of you asked, what's the purpose of it, how will it go, what's your assessment and all of that. This will account to your exam mark. Your exam mark will be made up of the 2 tests. There's a test here, there's this test week, and there's another test week. Here we go, on Friday the 31st, ADVC401, right? So the 2 tests that you have, plus the exam, would be your whole final mark. You pass test 1, you pass test 2 with a bare minimum, looking at about 40%. You write the exam, you need a minimum of 60, and you pass. You do not pass test 1, you do not pass test 2, you will not get a DP. DP stands for duly performed. You do not write the exam, you do not pass. Hello? You want to pass? Yes. Right. Write the first test. Make sure that you get above 40. Right. Let's go higher than that. Let's say 50, 55, 60. Right. Right. Test 2. Make sure you get above 45, 50, 55, 60. Pass. Now you have a mark of over 60% in the DP. Let's say something happens in the exam. Something odd, I don't know. You get sick, you came late, stuck in traffic, like what happened, you know. Ooh, that should not be recorded. Never mind. Right? And then you do not score above 50. But because your DP mark is above 60, you qualify for a supplementary exam. Right? See how important it is to ensure that you are consistent. Do I have a question? Anybody with a question? Please ask, and we'll turn the camera on to you as well. Ask the question. There's the question. Say it loud in the camera.
Are we only
No, look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Are we only writing a test?
Are we only writing a test? No. Right? But we'll take it slowly, right? For now, let's worry about one test, singular, on the 31st of March. Estate basement, session A. So if you're going to start sorting out your leaf and all of that, start working on it from now, right? The test has to be face to face. When I say no online testing, I'm going to start, right? Okay? And I told you what I'm going to be testing you on: business processes and ACL. So you want to find out about business processes. I'm going to take you through to the PowerPoint on business processes. Let me find out where that is. And this course was run last year, right? It was run last year. So I am going to take 2023, 2022. This is 2022. No. So for those people that are here, I'm going to share the PowerPoint with you. Where is 2022? Or 2021, but same difference, right? So we want to learn what is a business process. So let me save that. Oh, I already saved it. Maybe I should share it with you, right? On the WhatsApp group. I know some people are not here, you're not busy working. By the way, I met Sibo this morning. You know Sibo? He had a problem with his email. Remember this morning? Remember? I met him at the car park. We went to ITSS. Within half an hour, problem solved. Nobody else asked me for any help for the email. Now we can communicate with me. Right? So I forget about the camera sometimes. Alright, so let's go to ADVC. Did you see my photo I took from the car while the car was stopped, right stationary. Right? Okay? Right, so let's start with question number 1 in the assessment. They ask you, what are we talking about a business process versus a business function? So this refers to objectives in the class, in the lesson. An objective is something that you should be able to acquire by the end of this lesson. So after, I left my watch at home. After this half an hour or so, you should be able to differentiate between what's a business process and what's a business function. Would you like to receive this PowerPoint presentation? Would you like it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. How would you like it? Okay. You ask. Ask and thou shalt receive. Right? So let's go and accept that document. Downloads. Right. So here it is. Let's go and let's talk about this now. So we're talking about this thing called a. So if these are the objectives in my chapter 1. Thank you. Please don't go ahead, look at your phone. Go ahead, I don't mind. You're looking at my WhatsApp, huh? Yeah, that's it. All of you, keep your phones on in my class, please. Put your WhatsApp on, please. Don't switch it off. Put it on. What if I get a message from you? Okay, got it. Thank you. So, we're talking about the objectives. If this is an objective in the course, then this is what I need to test you on. Hello? Right. So if they say business process, business function, functional areas that produces, what is it, information system, that's what I'm going to test you on. So if anybody says that I'm giving you the answers and all of them, it's because that's what I'm going to test you on. And I only test you on what I teach you, right? Okay. I only test you on what I teach you. If I don't teach it to you, then I don't test it to you. Right? But there's something called Bloom's taxonomy. So I got it like test you on 50% of what there is, 20% of level 1, level 2, level 3, and about 10% or so of the question deals with something that's a little bit above and beyond the course, right? And that's to separate the men from the boys, the ladies from the girls, and also to ensure that the 100% is like tough to get to. By the way, 100%, 100 rand. 100%, 100 rand. 100%, 100 rand. Right? See, she's not listening. 100%, 100 rand. Right? 100%, 100 rand. No. You're not listening. 100%, 100 rand. Do you think I wanna waste spending my money on all of you? Just in case 50 of you get 100%. Do you think I wanna do that? Do you? It's gonna be tough to get 100%. But I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm recording it. 100%, 100 rand. Okay. So let's talk about this. Let's start with this word called a business process. It's a collection of activities that take some input and creates an output that is of value to the customer. And we are going to be talking specifically with regard to advanced computer audit. And the program that I'm using is Audit Command Language. In Audit Command Language, the input that I have is the spreadsheet, right, of 1,000 lines. And I'm going to show, I'll take you to the spreadsheet now, which I've already introduced you to. And we are going to apply some processes to it. For example, we'll apply a filter. And on that filter, you're going to find whether some employee is being paid 2-3 times, or somebody is taking extra petty cash. Right? Those are filters that get used to extract it. And after that, we are going to give an output to the customer, which is our client. We're going to say, we conducted an audit using Audit Command Language, and these are our results. Employee 5,01234 has been receiving an extra bonus, and we picked that up by using a filter on ACL or whatever process we used, and we came up to some conclusion that, listen here, maybe we recommend that you discipline this employee. Or you find out from the Human Capital Services Department, why is it that this employee has been receiving double salary or whatever, right? Or maybe petty cash. So that's an output, and I'm looking at it in terms of the activity of you as a audit. Right? Now, I spoke to you about a business process, but let's go to the top one here. Enterprise Resource Planning Programs, ERP. DUT is actually implementing SAP. SAP S/4HANA version. It's an ERP software. And this software is going to manage, when I say company-wide, let's bring it down to DUT. It's going to manage DUT business processes. The human capital resources, or we used to call it HR. The student admissions, the students, all our marks, capturing of our marks, the finances, that's the accounting process, and all of that would be encompassed in this program called ERP. ERP, you can think of it as a broad concept. The example of the ERP system that we're going to be using at DUT is SAP S/4HANA. It's supposed to have been rolled out. I think they've been delayed. I don't know what the issue is, but maybe by mid-year, June, July, they're going to roll out the first version. Okay. So in order to understand what this ERP is, we got to know this thing about the business process. How is it that we, as auditors, will be implementing certain procedures in systems at the institution or the company that we're going to be working? And I will expect you to define this in the first assessment. What is this concept of a business process? You can take an ERP system and consider marketing and sales, supply chain management, accounting and finance, HR, business functions. And I'm just going to hone in on one concept. The one concept that I'm honing in on is the auditing function. And how I'm honing in on the auditing function is that I'm going to be using a particular program. And the program example that I'm talking about is ACL. In ACL, which you are going to be using, and you're going to find out in your Moodle classroom. Let's go back, right? Okay, so what happened? Yeah. What happened to my screen? Right. So. So there we go. There's my so there's my business function. Quickly come back to it. I'm going to be talking about audit command language (ACL). Where does it fit in? It ties into this business process. Where is it in my study guide? Here's my study guide. This is where it comes from. Right? See it? SAP ERP software implementation. Why do we want to use it? So I'm not going to go delve straight into SAP or straight into this ERP system. I'm going to be taking a simple program, which I personally simple. I'm not sure if you may think that. And I would like to find out how is it that we implement a business process, right? How is it that we implement the business process? Hi, oh, hello, you look at me. Just push this chair, please, so that it blocks. Thank you. Right. So that comes under chapter 2. Do you want chapter 2 as well? I can give it to you. Do you want it? No. You've got plenty of chapter 1, right? Oh, one step at a time. So, I'm just giving you a quick overview. Here's the procurement cycle. When I say procurement, it simply means big word, buying. How do you buy and purchase something? So in our ACL spreadsheet, we're going to find out maybe we have items, invoice numbers, products, and then we're going to be asked, how come, okay, I'm using this example about ESCOM, right? I hope you don't mind. In ESCOM, did you know there's something called knee guards, right? Knee guards. They cost about 100, 120, 150 bucks. Did you know that ESCOM was charged 80,000 rands for that? Did you know that? Listen to Andre de Ruyter, the former CEO of ESCOM. That's what he spoke about. Check. Did you know that at some of the political parties, one glass was about 1,000 rands? See the invoice. They worked it out. That's not right. Ooh, talking about fraud. I never mentioned any political party. I don't keep talking about politics and religion. Right? So that's the procurement process. Do you want the top 10 notes? I can give that to you as well. And we will talk about well, that comes later on, right? May, June. In fact, this time span is a bit off. Don't worry about that. We'll come to it, right? So that's the overview of what we are, of where we will reach. Let's talk about another definition, an information system. By the way, that's where I belong to. I belong to the information systems department, not the auditing tax department. Right? I am from there. I am providing a service to you. In our information system, we have computers, we have people, we have procedures and software that store, organize, and deliver information. So in the assessment, don't just give me the definition of an information system. Also tell me how it will apply to our case study that we are having. So, in the case study that I'm talking about in IT5, let's say for instance it's Zambike's example, I will talk about that company that produces bamboo bicycles. They will require people to build the bicycle. They will require some procedures in order to get the spares at the whichever factory that they're using. They will have to, when I say deliver the information, deliver the bicycle. And ultimately, they will be using some sort of software, right? Software or program. So if you put all this together, we come up with what's known as an information system. So I gave you three important definitions. Okay. I spoke about a business process. I spoke about an ERP system. And now I'm talking about an information system. Right? And in an information system, they have what is known as software. And on Tuesday, in our practical lesson, which I liked, I enjoyed it so much, we're going to make this an ongoing thing, right? So we will work there, we do our high-bound account, we get our data analytics certificate, and I'm so happy to those students who did it. Very nice, well done. Huh? They can include that in their CV. So that's the software that we're going to learn. And if you have your laptops, I know some of you brought your laptops on Tuesday, please bring it along when you install it on your computer. Right? So now let's take the software that I'm talking about. Right? Let's take the software ACL. Right? This is the software you should have. Ram Lawrence, we did the video last week of ACL. Should be opening up. Quick question. Any of you loaded it, you tried it, you ran? Yes? No? I know you had having difficulties with ACL. I know you had Astika, who's recording it, my photographer. Astika, have you sorted it out?
Yes.
Tell the camera to you now. Oh, okay. Astika sorted out ACL. Oh, very good. Astika sorted it out. Right? So let me now give you an example of. Right? So I told you an information system is made up of people, procedures, and software. Software. And this is the software that we are talking about. Right? Here's my software. Right? So there's the software. And very soon, we're going to be analyzing the software. Right? We're going to analyze it. I like this word, outliers. Outliers. What are the outliers? And very often, when you click on an outlier, it would tell you something is amiss. Because why is it that out of 100 employees in a company, one employee or two employees has a very high salary, very high bonus, and the others don't? Or, in terms of accounting procedures, there's a number of expenses, but how come one expense is still very high, and how come one company is getting all the tenders, or how come one company is, no one does any audits and checks on them, and money is being siphoned off to that company only, right? No insinuations about any corruption or anything that's happening. I'm not saying anything is happening. Okay. Right, so I want you all to go and play around and try out that. Then how else are you going to answer the question in the exam? Okay, when I say exam, I mean the test, right? The test. Or assessment. I don't know what the difference you're talking about, assessment versus test. Because to me, it's the same. So in your assessment, you can include something like this about software in an information system that you would like to propose to your future company, boss, head of department, whatever, and why you think using this software will help the company. And one of the great reasons you can always use is profits. That's all a company is interested in. How much of money they can make. Bottom line, community service, they want to do for the community and top everything. They ought to make money. That's what a business objective is. The aim of any business is to make a profit. Is to make profit. Say loud, you agree with me. She said make profit. Sales. That's all it is. DUT is out to make money too. DUT is, I won't say a business, but we take students, charge you a fee, student fee, a registration. Did you know to do an exemption form is 250 rand a subject? Did you know that? Did you know that? I got a shock. Did you know if you want an academic record it's 10 rand? You knew that? You knew that? See how they make money? It's 10 rand. And how much is a page? One page is what? 1 rand, 2 rand? 10 rand. See how they're out to make money? Right? Everybody is, everybody. And so are you. If you get 100% in the assessment, you will get 100 rand. Are you out to make money? Are you out to make money? Business processes. Business processes coming out. Business processes, hot tip. Business function, hot tip. Information system, hot tip. You know why I have to test you on that? Because that's what the study guide says. That's what my module descriptor talks about. Right? Let's see what my module descriptor talks about and how I would apply that to it. So this is my module descriptor for the course. And in my module descriptor, we talk about, in my module descriptor, auditing processes, right? It's somewhere here. Let me just look at the audit and why I'm going to test you on this. So don't think that I'm coming up with something out of the blue, right? This is what I need to teach you. And if that's what I need to teach you, that's what I need to test you. So I'm not saying anything that can get me into trouble as to okay. But I'm just going to say, oh, this lecturer, he told us that this is coming out in the paper, then I'm going to tell everybody that I said that. I can only test you on what's in the module descriptor. Right? So what's in the module descriptor? They talk about ERP software. They talk about a business process. They talk about business strategy. They talk about data and master data. And what are the navigation tools? Well, not necessarily ERP system, but software in general. So if that's what's in the module descriptor, that's what I got to test you on. Can you see they talk about define an information system? Hello? What's the kind of data? Aren't we doing data analytics? So if that's what's written in the module descriptor, that's what I am going to test you on the 31st of March. What's the date today? 9th. So we've got about 20 odd days, 3 weeks before we write the paper. Okay? Right, I shall stop roundabout now. Do we have any questions? Hello, do you have any questions? Anybody? Yes, what's the question? I know you're looking at the PowerPoint. Let's see how it looks in the phone. Let's see. Hey, you also got an iPhone. Ooh, cool. Look at that. Look at that. Check it. So don't worry, delete all the other messages from WhatsApp, right? Don't worry about that. Just start thinking about what's the job system and functionality of these processes. Right? Okay, don't worry. Thank you very much. Well done. Which other lecturer allows you to keep your cell phone on in the class? Huh? Oh, don't record all of that. Now I said stop now. Oh.